Do you have much of a problem with bird lime on your car? I always do, and I think statistically, if my car is clean, it is more likely to be disrespected by passing birds. Let me know what you think about that interesting observation that I've made over the years, whether it's true or not. But in this video, we're just going to talk about removing bird lime. Bird lime is going to damage the paint. It's not just unsightly and ugly, it's eating into the paint, and it needs to be addressed as quickly as possible. But how do we do it? What's the best method? We're going to look at a product that I've used. It's not a sponsored item, it's just something that I happen to have handy. It's the SuperGuard bird lime remover, and I was frankly quite impressed with the way it worked. But please let me know in the comments if you've got another product that you swear by or that you found quite useful. And we're going to discuss some of the alternatives that people use to remove bird lime. Bird lime contains uric acid. The pH is around 3 to 4, which means it's going to eat into our paint very, very quickly. When we add heat, the process happens even faster. Your paintwork has usually got a clear coat on it, and this clear coat will often become damaged or degraded. You'll notice a spot that just doesn't come up quite as clean and shiny as the rest when it's been cleaned. The tools that we need as a minimum is water, ordinary fresh water, and a microfiber cloth, a soft microfiber cloth. It would be wrong to scrape bird lime. That's a great way of putting little scratches into our paint. We use the water to soften the bird lime and wipe it away. We're not scrubbing, we're not rubbing. The bird lime itself may contain abrasives as well, so you really don't want to be rubbing hard at the bird lime because that's going to damage the paint. Now, SuperGuard's bird and bug lime remover is actually really good. It's formulated specifically for removing bird lime, and as you can see here, you just spray it on. It creates a nice little foam. It reminds me of the whippy cream that we used to get when we were children, and you just leave it on the paintwork to soak into the bird lime and soften everything. Once you've allowed this process to happen, you'll notice it's starting to have an effect on the bird lime below, and then with a nice soft microfiber cloth we can just wipe it away and it leaves the paintwork perfect. The bird lime is completely removed. I've not used other products that have been this effective. They usually required a lot more time or a lot more scrubbing, and it is key to get to the bird lime while it is still fresh and soft rather than have that opportunity to form a crust and really bond to your paint. Bird lime remover contains a very careful formulation of detergents, biodegradable surfactants and water-based solvents, and they work together to neutralize the bird lime, soften it and remove it from the paintwork easily. A bottle of this is quite handy to just keep in the car. It'll sit in the glove box or somewhere in the boot, and it's just useful to whip it out whenever you have some bird lime strike and get to the problem immediately rather than leaving it. I've heard people say they use vinegar, they use methylated spirit, also isopropyl alcohol and bicarbonate of soda have all been mentioned when it comes to dealing with bird lime. And in the main, these are generally too harsh. Vinegar has a very low pH, usually about 2.5, which can be more damaging than bird lime. And that will also strip off any wax or any sealants that have already been applied to the paint. So you're not just removing the bird lime, you're exposing the paint by removing those protective surfaces. Methylated spirit is denatured alcohol. It dissolves grease and organic matter very quickly, so it's quite effective at removing bird lime. But again, as with the vinegar, not quite as harsh, but it will also remove protective coatings, surfaces, waxes from the paintwork as well. Probably a good idea to reapply a layer of wax just to seal everything and protect the paint when we finish. So methylated spirit and isopropyl alcohol are very, very similar. Professional valeters and detailers often use isopropyl alcohol to just remove polish residue from the paintwork to give them a nice clean surface to start with. But it does dry very quickly, and on a hot day it can leave streaks that are quite hard to remove. Bicarbonate of soda is actually quite abrasive. It's a fine powder, but it will still damage the paint if it's rubbed in. It's got an alkaline pH of about 9, so you might assume that it's undoing the acid from the bird lime, but it doesn't work in such a controlled way. It's not a complete balance for the bird lime, and it's going to do its own damage to the paintwork. Overall, it can take 10 to 15 minutes to soften the bird lime with water to remove it safely if it's been allowed to dry on. If it's still fresh, it can only take a matter of minutes usually. But be patient, avoid scratching, rubbing, scraping. Make sure that anything you do on the paintwork is gentle, because it will degrade the paintwork if we're too rough. I hope this video has been useful to you. Please boot the like button. That really does help us to get out there. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. That also helps us as well with the algorithm. And I've lined up this video and this playlist that you should find really interesting. Thanks for watching. See you in these next videos.